Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an excellent day today. In this video, we're going to be doing some guitar mods, which you know I always love to do. Now, there's lots of affordable ways to kind of dress up your guitar, whether it's putting a new pickguard on, maybe doing some new pickup covers, some new knobs. Those are all ways where you don't have to spend a ton of cash to give your guitar a custom look. But I think today's mod might be the most affordable one of all. Let's check it out. So what exactly is Fret Look and what is the mod we're doing today? Well, let's find out. Now, when you first open it up, love to see scan me for instructions. Every product should have that. That way there's no mistaking what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. So this is the mod right here. It is Fretboard inlay stickers. This is a super affordable way to change the look of your guitar. These are made in Germany, and the guys say they will hold up to years of heavy playing. So we'll find out. We're going to install some of them. They're all labeled by, which fret. So, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 15. So there's no mistaking which fret they should go on, and they all go up to 24 frets. So depending on what kind of guitar you have. So they sent me over a few packs. Now, I want to use these aged black blocks on my Fender with a maple fingerboard. I think that's going to be a pretty fun look. But they did send me a couple options. So here's one that I think would look good probably on rosewood or ebony, something like that. Just a different style. They have I don't know how many different styles they have, but it's a crap ton. And they have some really neat looking ones. So there you go. This one again would look great for rosewood or ebony. Just some light kind of almost marble looking blocks. And we've got sort of abalone. So according to them, you can put these on while your strings are on. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm going to try one with the strings on. So here we go. Here is sort of like the Telly Deluxe type build. This one was a parts build out of Guitar Fetish parts. So what we're going to do is put in some block inlays on this one and just see how it goes. Now the first step is simply to cut out the individual markers from the bigger sheets. Once you got that, we're ready to install them on the guitar. Well, there's no time like the present. Let's try it out. So we're going to peel off the back. There we go. And the blue part is garbage. Then what they say to do is basically slide this part underneath your string. So I'm going to try to do that here. It is a little curly and a little sticky, but I'm going to try it. There we go. And then they just say slide it down. Now there is a nice little line marker on there. Obviously on this guitar you can see there was no first fret marker, but I think since we're doing blocks and doing a little custom, let's do it. And it's nice because there's a little line on the sticker itself that will be removed to help you place it. So there we go. I think that's about right. And there you go. So that's the process. So let's do another one. There we go. Try to reach here. And I'm just putting the inlay kind of in between the two stickers. There we go. And again, we got that line, so I'm going to put it perfectly in between third string and fourth string, so we know that that block will be perfect. And yeah, we'll be back. I'll do the whole guitar. So here's what the guitar looks like at this stage. Now, I haven't pressed down on the inlays yet, so they can still be repositioned. So at this stage, you kind of want to get a pretty good look right above the guitar. And if there's any that need to be repositioned, you could just grab them, and kind of get them right in that right spot. So before you press down, you want to make sure everything is just so. And then when you're at that stage, you can grab a pick or a quarter or whatever and just basically go and really give it a good pressure on the inlay. And you do that for each one. All right, while the blocks are adhering, let's do another guitar. I think let's do one with these kind of abalone, really colorful inlays. And let's put it on a darker fingerboard. I think that's gonna look really sharp. Now, I gotta say, I wish the strips kind of came pre-cut. Me and scissors just don't get along. I have to be very careful. I should have got my wife to do that. She's the teacher. She can just zip through this stuff like nobody's business, but I wanted to do it on my own just to see how the process is. And it's not too bad, but they do recommend cutting as close to the inlay as possible. So this is a good example. That should be really easy to place. Some of my other ones, maybe not as good. So I came really close on one side and not too close on the other. Now it's not going to make a difference because the only part that sticks to your guitar is the actual inlay. The rest all gets discarded, but if you get a really even cut, it's easier to place visually on the guitar. So there we go. Let's grab a guitar and install these. Well, guitar number 2 is all set up, so we just need to wait 15-20 minutes for all of this to adhere. Let's grab the first guitar. It should be ready to go. All right, you guys, moment of truth. Let's see if we can pull these off. Now here's where having the strings off might help a little bit. I'm just going to try to peel it back like this. Let's see if I can get that. Boom. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to just try that technique where I just sort of like peel them all back. That's looking pretty cool. Yeah, that works pretty okay. So anyway, I'll do the rest of the guitar and then let's take a closer look. All right, you guys, here's the final product for guitar number 1. We'll look at the other one in a second, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. Definitely a more custom look. There we go. I did both guitars in about half an hour, having never done it before, but I did learn a few things having done it. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, and it turned out really good. I screwed up one on 3rd fret. If the camera will grab that, you can sort of see it's a little bit closer to the headstock than the body. It's just kind of not quite centered. The rest of them turned out really good, and you have to look pretty close to tell. Like when you look back, even this close, it's pretty hard to tell. But that's it. So I think the key, especially with these block inlays, is when you're scissoring them out of the main sheet to get it perfectly even on both sides. That's going to help you line it up. And even though they do have the lines on you know, the outside of the sticker to help you really get it straight, getting it cut perfectly parallel on either side of the block is key for lining it up. But there you go. Even a guy like me could do that, so not too bad. So there you go. That's kind of like the fret look. These are called, I think, the vintage blocks. I really wanted to do this on my Squire Classic Vibe Strat, but I figured I better just do it on my project guitar first. And yeah, love the result. So if you like kind of like that Fender maple with dark block setup, this looks pretty good. All right, here's set number 2. I'll take some close-ups for you guys so you can see. There you go. An interesting set for sure. They kind of point down, and then once 12th fret hits, then they flip and they point up. So yeah, just an interesting set on there for, you know, another custom look. So anyway, these are the 2 guitars that we did. Let's talk final thoughts. So here are my final thoughts on the fret look inlays. Let's start off with the positives. Number 1, well, they work. They're definitely going to change the way your guitar looks, and of course that's the whole point. Now, you know, considering these just had dot inlays, they look very different now, so that's pretty cool. Number 2, they're relatively affordable at 10 to 15 bucks a pack. I think there's free shipping from Germany, anywhere in the world as well. They're not going to break the bank. So just like, you know, changing your pick guard or swapping knobs, that kind of thing, it can really change the way your guitar looks without spending a ton of cash. So that's nice. Number 3, well, there's so many different styles to choose from stars to, you know, abstract shapes to all sorts of different colors of blocks and styles. That's great as well. Now, in terms of like the experience of installing them and what I would recommend, well, I would love to see them come pre-sliced. As I mentioned before, that's going to make installation even quicker and, you know, even easier to get them perfectly, you know, parallel between the frets and perfectly on the, you know, the middle of the fretboard. So I'd love to see that happen as well. And other than that, you know, I really could install them with the strings on. You know, when I saw that in the instructions, I was like, I think I'm probably going to pull my strings off, but you could definitely do it with the strings on. So that's good. And the instructions were really detailed as well. So I got to give them props for that. Yeah, and other than that, you just got to be really careful before you do the final press down that everything is just perfect. So if you take the time to do it there, then you're going to end up with a great result. And other than that, I need to play on them for, you know, 6 months or something like that before I can talk about the durability and the long-term, you know, if they're going to stay put, if they're going to get worn down, all that kind of stuff. So the guys say they should last, you know, years of hard playing. But anyway, I think we'll do maybe a follow-up in a few months and just see how they're, you know, handling the abuse. But other than that, overall, it was a good experience. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will link to the guys from Fretlook down in the video description below. You can check out all the packs they have there. Other than that, you can check out the t-shirt store, tab store. All the gear I use is down in the video description below as well. Have yourself a great day.